Hello friends, welcome to your 45-minute full body mobility session. Today is day 18 of my Shred It challenge. If you're doing that with me, all you need today is a flat surface to work on and a clear view of your screen, and we have 45 minutes to really give back to our bodies, get into those joints, and really just loosen things up. So if you are ready, we can hop right in. Amazing. Let us lift up into downward dog for the first movement. Really pressing our ankles down towards the ground here, actively pressing our chest through our shoulders, keeping it nice and active. And when you're ready, we can just start pedaling out our legs one at a time, walking the dog here, bending and straightening opposite leg as we drop and lift the opposite ankles. Well done. I want you to focus on your breath throughout this session today. We're going to be doing each movement for a minute with a 5-second transition or grace period. But I really want you to just sink into it and move with purpose. Good. Well done. Amazing. So what's going to happen next is we are going to round through our upper backs as we lift up onto our toes, shift our weight forward into a plank, then drop the hips down, untuck the toes into cobra. Nice and slow, tuck the toes back up, lift the hips, send it back into down dog, and just take these down dog cobra flows at your own pace. Feeling every portion of the movements. It's not about how many you do, it's about the quality of the ones that you do. Well done. Wherever you are, I want you to shift over into a full cobra here. So drop the hips towards the ground, untuck the toes, press the thighs and the tops of your feet into the mat. Press your arms and palms into the mat too. If it feels good, let's just sway side to side, rocking your weight from one hip to the next, keeping your glutes active, lifting up through your chest. Well done. Well done. Relaxing your hip flexors down towards the ground. Well done. All right, we're gonna drop all the way down onto our forearms here for some Sphinx push-ups. So elbows are right under our shoulders. We're gonna scrunch the ears the shoulders up towards the ears, and then lengthen through the sides of the neck as we push the elbows into the ground. Take it at your pace here. Doesn't have to be fast, but I really want you to focus on squeezing and then lengthening. Good. Building strength and mobility through our shoulder blades and our scapulas here. Well done, almost there. And let it relax. All right, drop your chest down towards the ground. We're gonna bring fingertips towards our ears. We're gonna lift and twist. Back to center and drop. Lift, twist, back to center and drop. The twist isn't very big. Just try and get that elbow down as close to the ground as you can. Building strength and mobility here through that lower back. Really tops of your feet down into the mat, your quads down into the mat to help stabilize yourself. Good. No need to lift too high. Just enough to get that chin off the ground. We're almost there. Trust me, this is the most strength-like movement we'll be doing today, so. And well done. Let it relax. Push yourself on up into a tabletop position, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. What we're gonna do now, drop the belly, arch the back, crown of the head and tailbone goes up. And then exhale, tuck the tailbone under, push the ground away, feel the stretch in your middle upper back. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Take it nice and slow at your own pace here, it's not race. Good. And let it relax. All right. What's gonna happen now is we're gonna drop the chest, bring shoulders to ears. Why do I keep getting that mixed up? Push the ground away, lengthen through the neck. Then we're gonna lift up onto our both fingertips. Drop back down and repeat. So drop the chest, push the ground away, lift and lower. Well done. Drop, extend, lift and lower. Good. Working into the wrists now. And continuing to mobilize through the shoulders and the upper back. Good job. Well done. Alrighty, we're gonna keep our wrists exactly where they are. And what we're gonna do now is just gently rock our body weight forward, keeping our arms nice and straight until you feel a stretch in the bottom of your forearm. Then you'll rock it back. Nice and gentle here. You don't have to go too far to feel a stretch. Just be delicate. Good, give me one more rocking forward. Amazing, let's flip our fingertips now to face our thighs. We're gonna rock back, keeping our palms flat on the ground and then rock forward, let it relax. Just like that. Well done. Just shake it out. What's gonna happen next is I want you to come onto your fist, one arm or one hand, fingertips facing away. We're gonna rock over to the side. Other hand is staying in a fist. And then you switch. Come back to fist, fingertips facing away. The other side, rock it over and back. So I'll show you. Like so. Rock over to the side, back, fist. And switch. Well done. Good. Almost there. And let it relax. Well done. We're gonna do some thread the needles. So one arm walks right in front of your gaze, other arm sweeps up, open the chest, exhale, thread it through, drop the shoulder to the ground and press into the ground for just a second and repeat. So we open and then needle it through. Keep the hips high, press that shoulder into the ground. Inhale and exhale. Keep it going. Stretching into that middle upper back here. And mobilizing the spine. Well done. Alrighty, we're gonna do the exact same thing now on the other side. So, open the chest up to the wall. Exhale, thread it through, press the shoulder into the ground. Well done. Well done, almost there. We're just gonna do 2 more intervals here with upper body, and then we will move into some lower body goodness. Well done. All right, shake it out, let it relax. We're gonna do some bird dog reaches next. So back at the tabletop, opposite leg, opposite arm extends. We're going to see how far we can reach for that toe. Extend back and lower, staying on the same side. So we're lifting up high, swoop it around, bend the knee, keeping everything lifted. You don't have to touch the toe. It's really just seeing how close you can get. Well done. Actively pressing the supporting arm into the ground, so try not to let the chest sag. Keep it nice and active. Well done. Amazing. Let it relax. I'm gonna finish off the other side, and then we'll do some lower body. Same thing. Reach and extend, keep it high as we bend and sweep the arm around. Nice and slow. No need to rush. Well done, almost there. And let it relax. All right, we're going to pick a side. I'm gonna start with my right. We're gonna draw some beautiful big fire hydrant circles here with that knee. So lifting it up Opening it up to the side, dropping it down in the circle. All the movement coming from that glute and not from arching the back. Take it nice and slow. And switch directions now, drawing the circles the other way. Really prepping the glute here for everything that it's about to go through. Amazing. I want you to bring the working leg, step it up in front. What I want you to do here is to lift the arms up, sink the hips forward, and then bring it back, shift the hips back. Inhale and exhale. Trying to keep the hips square to the wall in front of us as we sink and drop them down. Bring it down. Well done. Good. Sinking deeper every time. Really feel the stretch across the hip flexor. Amazing. All right, we're gonna keep the rocking motion forward and back. But what's gonna happen now is we're gonna sink it forward, place your fingertips on either side of that foot, then rock the hips back, flex the foot as we come to straighten the leg for a half kneeling hamstring stretch. Rock it forward, drop the hips down, press the top of your foot into the mat when we're here. Lift it back. Try and keep your chest open, not rounded. The reason I want you to keep your chest open, we really want to create length throughout our hamstring. If you round, you're gonna shorten the hamstring and you're not gonna get that much of a stretch. So really focus on lift the chest, lifting the hips, so you can get deeper into those hamstrings here. Well done. All right, what we're gonna do now is pivot the back leg around, open the hips up to the wall in front of you. We're gonna draw some big circles, rocking the hips side to side as we draw circles with the knee around the ankle. Good. Working into the ankle as much as we are into the hips here. One more circle, nice and big, and switch directions, going the other way now. If you have tight inner thighs, you might also feel this get into there. For example, myself, feels really nice. Well done. This leg is gonna drop out 90 degrees in front of you, shifting the hips to face your shin. Other leg out 90 degrees from the side. Supporting yourself here, chest stays tall. We're gonna press the inside of our foot into the mat as we lift the knee up and drop it down. This is all that we're doing here. Sitting nice and tall, keeping the hips square. Good. Lift it high, hold for just a second, bring it back down. Building strength here through the upper outer glutes and working into that hip. Really press the inside of your foot down into the mat. Well done. Well done. 10 more seconds. All right, well done. I want you to place your hands behind you for support. We're now gonna do 90-90 shifts. So we have 90, 90. What we're gonna do is pivot it over other way, just like that. Getting the leg that's rotating inward, that knee as close to the ground as possible. Even if you're only here, that's fine. Try not to force it. Keeping our upper bodies nice and stable though. We're not lifting the hips up like this, all right? Both booty cheeks are gonna stay on the floor for me as best you can. Torso staying nice and still. Good, I can definitely tell my one hip is not as mobile as the other. Whew. Yeah. Amazing. All right, come back into that 90-90, facing the shin. It's gonna happen now. Hands behind you. We're gonna shift it over so we're facing the other way. Then we're gonna lift the hips up, press the hips forward towards your shin, drop it down, and switch it out. Now you can have your hands behind you to support as you swivel it over. Keeping your hands up is going to add a little bit more of a challenge into those hips. You can also use your hands to support you as you lift your booty just slightly to help you ease over to the other side. Well done. And drop it down. Well done. We are now gonna do those, that first combo thing for the legs on the other side. So now I'm gonna work into my left side and we're doing the glute bridge, fire hydrant rollout. Glute bridge, fire hydrant, glute circles. There we go. Well done. Keep it up. Grab this. Gonna switch directions in 3, 2, 1, other way. Good. Lifting high, all the motion coming from your glutes. Opening up that knee as wide and as high as you can. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done. We're gonna step that foot up to the front. You know what happens next. We sink the hips forward as we sweep the arms up. And then exhale back to center. Good. Really letting those hips relax down to the ground. Keeping your hips square. Try not to open. Lock it out towards the wall in front of you. If you have tight hip flexors, like I do, everything hurts for me today, so everything feels great. But wow, this feels really nice. All right, well done. We're going to do the lunge to hamstring. So you're TPing your fingers on either side of that foot, sink the hips down, and then straighten that leg, flex the foot, keeping chest open, booty lifted, none of this. Just like that, well done. Now everyone's gonna be at a different level here. You might be able to completely touch your entire chest to your thigh without a rounded back. If so, I'm very jealous. But if you're like me and you're part of the tight hamstring gang, we're just gonna make do with what we can. Good. Well done. All right, we're gonna pivot the back leg, open up the hips to the wall in front of us, and do the half roll out. So choose a direction. We're gonna rock the hips side to side as we draw the circles. Good. The bigger those circles, the more you're gonna work into that ankle and into the hip, but still have some control here. All right, let's get ready to switch it out. Draw them the other way now. Well done. Five seconds. Well done. The leg that was doing the swiveling is going to come 90 degrees. What we're gonna do here is press the, my hip, wow. Excuse me, my hip just had a spasm. Press the outside of the foot, or the inside of the foot into the ground. We're gonna lift up and lower. Keeping your chest nice and tall. Lifting that knee as high as you can. Ooh, this is my tighter hip, personally. Well done. All right, we've completed all of that now on the other side. I want you to stay here with the 90-90, keeping both your hips as glued to the ground as you can as we keep facing forward. Support yourself, and we're gonna draw some circles. They're not gonna be very big. I want you to focus on keeping your hip and your shins as close to the ground as possible. So we're not gonna be lifting the shin up in front. We're not gonna be lifting the booty off the ground. So there are gonna be very, very small circles here. Even if you need to assist yourself. And switch directions. Good, 10 more seconds. My circles are slightly getting bigger. Well done. All right, front leg stays exactly where it is. We're just gonna shift and straighten the back leg. We're gonna come into a dynamic pigeon here. So the closer you have your foot to your hip, the easier. The further away it is, the more parallel it is to the mat, the harder. We're just gonna drop and straighten. Really try and get your hips nice and flat towards the mat. They might not be touching, that's fine. Relaxing the glute of the bent leg here. Well done. Good job. Well done. All right, send it back and let us come into a squat position here. Feet flat on the ground, pressing our elbows into our knees, chest stays open. If your ankles are lifting, you might want to pop some towels or maybe some yoga blocks under there just to give you some extra support. But we're just gonna hold it here. Maybe you can rock side to side if that does feel good. But really just focus on pressing those knees far apart. Well done. Amazing work. Almost there. All right, what's gonna happen now is we're gonna either pop our fingertips under our toes or just hold on to your feet. And we're gonna send our booties up into the sky, try and get your hips as high as possible, and then sink it back down into a squat, open up your chest. So we lift and lower. Well done. Good job. Amazing. All right, walk your feet together so that they are about a fist width apart or touching. I want you to come into to support you. So we're really just going on hyperextending through the length of the foot here. You can either continue to hold it if that feels good, or through the ankles. Stretching in past the length of our foot here into the, literally into the, what's it called? The ball of your. Good. I want you to pretend like you're wearing 12-inch Louboutins. Not that those exist, I don't believe they do, but we're gonna pretend. Well done. Amazing. Let us do those 90-90 circles on the other side here. So you know what to do here. We're gonna keep our shins and our hip bones flat on the ground. Just gonna do some circles. Yeah, this hip of mine is for sure more mobile than the other. On the other side, I feel like my shin was trying to lift a lot more. So that's just something to notice if that might be happening to you. And let's switch directions. Well done. All right, extend the leg behind you, walk the ankle however close to your hip flexor as you need, and just enjoy exhaling down. Inhale up. Relaxing the hips down towards the ground, relaxing the glute of the bent leg. Well done. 5 more seconds. Amazing. Pivot your hips now to face the wall in front of you. What's gonna happen here is we're gonna reach opposite hand to opposite toe, then plant that hand on the ground, send the hips forward, reach the hand over, send the hips down, and repeat. Flex the toes, reach over, point the toe, plant the hand, send the hips forward. Well done. At your own pace is fine. Well done. Okie dokie. What's gonna happen now is we're going to keep the leg that was bent. We're just gonna extend and bend this leg. You can have a flex foot to really stretch into that hamstring a bit more, or you can point it. It'll take a little bit of the tension off. It's completely up to you. Either way, try and keep your chest open. Well done. Good job. Keep it going at your own pace. The higher you lift that foot, the more intense it's gonna be. Good, strengthening through the knee and also stretching out behind the hamstring. Well done. All right, come to crisscross. We're just gonna have a little transition here. I want you to bring one arm up, bring the hand down the back, grab opposite elbow with the hand, and bring it over back to center. Switch it out. Up, over. Really focus on sitting tall and making a beautiful C shape with the side of your body. And well done. Amazing. Let's do that half straddle sweep on the other side. So we're gonna reach over with a flexed toe, keep the chest nice and open, plant the hand, point the toe, lift the hips forward. Well done. Really send the hips forward. You should feel a good stretch here along both hips and the side of your body. Well done. And keep your leg bent. We're gonna bring the foot into the hands and bend and straighten. Well done. Keep your chest nice and open. Well done. Keep it going. Get that leg nice and straight. And let it relax. All right, let us roll on onto our backs. Extend both your legs out straight. What I want you to do is bring one foot in, a knee into your chest, grab below your foot, tug it in to your shoulder for just a second, and then extend and straighten other side. Flex the foot, bend the knee in, grab a hold of it, pull it tightly towards your armpit, and extend and straight. Now you might have to slightly lift your shoulders up just to grab your foot. That is totally fine. Just opening up the hips just a little bit more and also stretching into those adductors, the inside of our thighs. Well done. All right, extend fully out straight. What I want you to do here is really press your calves into the mat. We're gonna squeeze our thighs, lifting our heels completely off. We're gonna point, flex, and drop. Squeeze and lift, point, flex, and drop. So the entire time that we point and flex, our ankles are lifting. Oh yeah. Building strength in that quad, flexibility in the ankle, fortifying the knee. Such a small movement, but it's actually really difficult. My goodness. Well done. All right, shake it out. Almost to the end, bring one leg in. We're gonna cross it over 90 degrees over to the side. Other arm extends out, looking towards it. What I want you to do is we're gonna close and then open. Look towards your hand. Close and open. Really feel the twist coming from that middle torso area. How far can you drop that shoulder towards the ground, opening up the chest? Well done. Alrighty, let us do that on the other side. So extend the leg, twist it over, extend both arms, and we're gonna close and open. Try to keep your knee nice and flat onto the ground for me. That most of that motion is coming from the spine. Well done. Good job. How fabulous. All right, unwind yourself. Bring your feet to touch. Let your knees fall open. Rest your head onto the mat. Arms resting, and we're just gonna flutter out our knees. So just pulsing them like a flying butterfly. Keeping the spine nice and neutral. Just breathe deep here. Good. You can start to make those pulses a bit more intense. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and just completely relax the knees outwards. You can maybe even place your hands on the inner thigh to add a little bit of extra weight, but just focus on letting those hips open. Take a couple deep breaths here, in through the nose and out through the mouth. One more breath in and out. And when you're ready, bring your knees together, roll yourself on up, because you have earned yourself a big round of applause and a massive pat on the back. I'm so proud of you. I truly hope that you did enjoy that. I had a lot of fun, so I hope you did too. Remember, today is part of my Shred It challenge. You can find the playlist for that on my channel, but otherwise, please like and subscribe. I'd love to see your beautiful face again. Well done for showing up for yourself. Sometimes that is the hardest part, and I'll see you in another video very, very soon. Bye, friends.